Hello all. Today we will talk about for loop in Python. For loop in Python used to iterate over iterable. In simple terms, iterable means anything which has more than one element in it. Hence, the length of that iterable will be greater than one. These iterables can be anything like a list, a dictionary, columns of a data frame, rows of a data frame, or any other such iterable. Generalized use case of a for loop is to do some operation on each and every element of an iterable. For example, to multiply every element of a list by 2, get median value of each column of a data frame, remove elements of specific position from a list, add n number of elements to a list. So these are the different use cases, different examples of a for loop. For loop can be defined in two ways. The very first way is a standard way, and the definition of for loop in Python will be like this: for some random variable in some iterable, do some operations. If we want to use if else in for loop, then for some random variable in some iterable, if some condition, do some operation, else if another condition, do another operation, else do some operation. Another way of defining a for loop will be using square brackets as mentioned over here. We can call it as list comprehension as well. So in this case, the for loop will be defined like do some operation for some random variable in some iterable. If you want to use if else, then it will be like do some operation if some condition, else do another operation for some random variable in some iterable. If you want to use if only, in that case it will be like do some operation for some random variable in some iterable if some condition. Again, this list comprehension method, it won't be useful if we want to use if, elif and else. Also, if we have multiple operations to be done, then also this list comprehension method won't be useful. Let's quickly see the practical part. Over here, very basic definition of for loop in Python has been shown on the screen. So for some random variable, so this some random variable in my case is a in some iterable. So in my case, it's range 1 to 10 and then print k. So it will be like this. Over here, k will be iterated over 1 to 10 and then its values will be printed. So you can see on the screen the result like 0, 1, 2, 3 until 9. So as you might know that in Python the index will start at 0 instead of 1. So hence when we say range 10, it will start from 0 to 9 instead of 1 to 10. So again, if I want to rewrite the same for loop using that list comprehension such that using square bracket, it will be like k for k in range 10. The only difference in this case will be, in this case, instead of these individual numbers, we will get list of those numbers. Another example of for loop will be like for k in range 10. If k is divisible by 2, so we will print that k is an even number, and if k is not divisible by 2, then we will print that k is an odd number. Okay, so this for loop is with if else condition, and you can see that we have got this 0 is even number, 1 is odd number till 9 is odd number. Same way, if I want to rewrite this for loop with if else condition, then I can rewrite it using like this: k is even number if k is divisible by 2, else k is odd number for k in range 10. So again, as I have mentioned earlier, I will get a list, and within that list I will have this printed statement like 0 is even number, 1 is odd number. And let's say instead of if else I want to use just if only. In that case, it will be like this: k is even number for k in range 10 if k is divisible by 2. And again, I will get only those numbers which are divisible by 2. Now this is the third example. So over here, just want to illustrate that if we have multiple conditions or multiple operations to be performed on an iterable, in that case list comprehension such that square bracket for loop won't be useful. So over here I have two different random variables like I and j, and what I am doing over here is if k is divisible by 2, I will increase the value of I by 1, and if k is odd, then in that case I will increase the value of j by 1. So in such cases I can't use list comprehension. Now let's see the next example of adding elements to a list. Over here I have defined a list. This is a blank list. It does not contain any elements. Then I have defined this variable called I having value equal to 0. Then in this for loop I am iterating this random variable k over a range of 10. In this iteration I am increasing the value of I by 1 and then adding the value of I in the sample list. So if I execute this statement, I will get the value from 1 to 10. Okay, and you can see that over here this random variable k has been used just to iterate over this iterable such that range of 10, and then we have used another variable I to add the value to the list. Another example is removing elements from a list. Over here I have this sample list which contains some random values. Okay, and what I want to do is from this sample list I want to remove few elements of specific location. So this is a list mentioning those locations. So from this sample list I want to remove elements of second, third and fifth location. So I will iterate this random variable k on this list of positions, and then finally I will remove those elements. I will execute this statement. First, k has taken the value of 2, and hence 0 1 2 and value of 11 has been removed from this list. Then I have got this list. From this list again I need to remove third element. So 0 1 2 and 3, hence 13 has been removed from this list. Again I need to remove fifth element. So 0 1 2 3 4 and 5, and 54 number has been removed, and I have got this list. So it will be similar to this list. This is how you can use for loop for different use cases, for different scenarios. Now we can have n number of scenarios, n number of use cases for this for loop, and to explain all those scenarios are beyond the scope of this session, hence we will stop over here. So that's it for the day. Thank you everyone for watching this video.